However, there were WACs and there were waves, and I think there were Lady Marines as well. But for one reason or another, I wasn't going into any of those. Then, very shortly after that, I was having lunch with a couple of other girls, and one of them was the editor of Flying Magazine. And she started talking about the WASP. I'd never heard of them. And I said, who do I go see? She said, well, go see Jacqueline Cochran at the Pentagon. So I went to see Jacqueline Cochran the next day. And she told me what I needed, that I had to have 35 hours flying time. I had none. I also had to have a medical exam. There was something else, I don't remember. I went to some military base right there in Washington and went through got a physical without any problem. And then 2 days later, I went up to New Hampshire, went to Laconia Airport, and went in to talk with them, and they said, can we help you? And I said, yes, I want to learn to fly. And they said, well, you need a physical, and you need this, and this, and this. I said, here they are. So we went flying, just like that.
Really?
And I got my 35, I guess I got about 40 hours up there. But I flew every day and sometimes twice a day. It took me about 6 weeks. Then I went back to see Jacqueline Cochran when I returned to Washington, and she put me in the next class, which was the December class. That was it.
And what sparked your interest in flying at that time?
Well, Jack Vilas was very close. Actually, I think he was a distant cousin of Mother's. He was one of the early birds. I think he had pilot license number 6 or 7, something like that. And he had taken Mother flying in one of the first seaplanes that had ever been developed. And I figured if she could do it, I could do it. Now, she was a passenger, she wasn't a pilot. But that kind of instilled the idea in me. So it didn't take me long to think that once I heard about the Jacqueline Cochran program, I was going right into it.
Were there other females that were in New Hampshire also training?
There was one other, and she and I started about the same time, and we went down to Sweetwater at the same time. She went about halfway through the class, and then she resigned. Her husband had been killed on a takeoff, and she tried her best to go beyond that, but she couldn't. So she resigned. Otherwise, there was nobody else that went down to Sweetwater from there that I know of.